You're dealing with the Christmas rush. Everything is a little overwhelming right now, but what are like 5 quick and easy things you could go do right now on your PPC campaigns to button them up, get that extra few dollars in the door without having to spend hours and hours? My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. We'll dive straight in. Here's tip number 1. Make sure you don't run out of budget. So you can see here, I have a status in this column and you can see out of budget. You can always filter for these sort of things too and look at the various different notices that you're being received. But essentially, if you're running out of budget and it's reaching your ACOS goals, so let's say my ACOS goal was 35%. We'll move my camera here, and here on the right here, you can see clearly it's at 35%. So I want to absolutely raise that up. I'm going to triple the budget to 300, and I'm okay with that. And you don't want to run out of budget. So at time of shooting this video, it was 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're running out of budget in the afternoon before it even gets to the evening, that is a problem. That's not something you want to have happen, especially if it's reaching your ACOS goal. So just quickly going into here and looking for alerts like that on your out of budgets, that's the first tip that I would do. Tip number 2 is I would look at your main image. Now you might be saying, why does this show up in a PPC video? And that's because it has the #1 impact to your PPC outside of price is your main image. So here's an example of a current main image. So this Tickle Me plant right here. Now, a couple of things you can do to improve a main image. Sometimes it can be as simple as just adding in a little bow like this in the top right. Other times you need to showcase more of the product. What's the outcome of the product? You need to showcase a 2-pack, maybe show inside of the package so you can see what's going on. Got these seeds coming out and popping out like that. So original image right there, no seeds, no bow, no flower, no 2-pack. And here is the biggest difference that you'll see. So having a big upgrade to your main image, holiday theme, showcasing what the product is, what it's going to do, how it's going to solve for the consumer will increase the click-through rate, or CTR. And increasing your CTR will improve your PPC in 2 ways. Number 1, it will lower your ACOS because Amazon will reward you with a lower bid. Even if you bid the same thing as me, you'll have a 5, 10, 15% discount on your PPC because you have a higher click-through rate. Amazon will reward that. And 2, you'll get a higher conversion rate because if the click-through rate is higher, the interest is higher to begin with. Therefore, when they get there, they're more likely to convert. And so it just creates that harmony and that's why tip number 2 is upgrade your main image. By the way, you can go over to myamazonguy.com/IMG, use promo code CTR for 50% off a new main image. We've done this for over 500 brands in the last 90 days. Lots of examples you can look at, lots of content. This is going to make a massive improvement on your PPC. So check it out, myamazonguy.com/IMG, promo code CTR for 50% off. Tip number 3 is to add negations. Now, this tip is going to save you a lot of money, especially if you go into your search term report. You got to do this every week, regardless of the time of year, but especially during Q4 because new keywords start showing up. So what you do is you go all the way into the ad group level and click on search terms. And here you can sort the spend by highest spend by clicking on spend twice. And in here, we can quickly ascertain if there's certain keywords that are not going to work on this campaign. So we got something at 88% ACOS natural soap for men. That may not work on this particular thing. You can go on the left-hand side here and add that as a negative exact match. That way we're no longer paying 88%. That took less than 15 seconds. That could save us $88 a week, and that will be a really big help on lowering down ACOS. Scrolling down, you can see other things that may or may not show up. Maybe there's some competitor terms in here. Maybe there are some terms that will just never, ever convert ever for your particular product. So a lot of competitors' terms are showing up with like Duke Cannon and Dr. Squatch and Dr. Jekyll and all these different things. So if you're ever curious, you don't have enough ad spend on a particular keyword, right? It's separated over 400 some odd keywords. One thing you can do is type in like a partial match into the filter, hit enter, and then get a summary of multiple keywords. Like here's 15 keywords that have the word Squatch in it. I'm averaging a 52% ACOS with 135 in spend. So if I wanted to only have a 35% ACOS, I would know I would need to do some trimming here. Or maybe there's certain keywords in here that do better than others as it relates to that particular partial match. So tip number 3, add weekly negations. That will save you a ton on wasted ad spend. Tip number 4, you're going to need to do some day parting, and this one's super easy. I really love this. So this is a new feature, and in here you go into the campaign settings of any campaign. Can't do this in bulk sheets yet, unfortunately. I bet that'll change very soon. Scroll down to the campaign bidding strategy, and under here you can see scheduled rules. Now, having day parting is super beneficial because certain times of day will convert better. During certain holiday pushes will convert better. So if you know for a fact that on December 21st, or pick a random day, that your product is going to convert better for whatever reason, maybe you got roses coming up on Valentine's Day, then you're going to particularly want a scheduled rule to boost your bids during said time periods. You can also boost budgets during said time periods as well at the account level. And in here, so here's the scheduled rules. These are my actual rules that I do for most of my products. Monday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is when I boost my bids by 35%. Highest time of the week that I bid, because that's my highest converting time frame. This is in PST, by the way. Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. I boost that 10%. That's like my okay time, right? And you got a lot of Monday rules here. I got like 25%, 15%. As the day goes on, it kind of changes. Fridays are a little weaker for me, so I only increase the bid during 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Friday. Every other time during Friday, no increases. And then a Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. increased by 25%. I feel like a weatherman right now. Did you guys know my father was a meteorologist in Utah for like 35 years? I got to see him go on air and he'd just be like, yeah, and the weather out here, a little 25% precipitation. I felt like I just did a weather gig right there. So that's tip number 4. Do day parting, set up rules based on when you know it's going to work. And don't forget, you can do this by hour and you can do it by day. You can do Mondays, you can do a specific day, you can schedule it ahead in advance on any particular day right here. Tip number 5 is to make some social posts. Maybe your PPC is already optimized, nothing further to do with it. Head on over to the social posts icon. And in here, you can see various different things with impressions and views. Now, my view counts on my social posts have gone down drastically of late, so I don't put as much emphasis here anymore, but it definitely is helpful to get an extra 500 free views on a social post. And they're very easy to set up. All you got to do is go in there, hit the create post icon,